Hi, this is our game, Doppelganger Duels. We are Team Vortex. I'm Diego Gomez,
William Williams.
I'm Joe Freeman.
and I have my little brother here. Hello. So he's gonna be helping me playtest the game since this is a two-player game. But here's our game, Doppelganger Duels, for the 3D project that we were working on for the past 3 weeks now. Um, so anyways, here's the UI. Kind of made it more like a dreamscapey type feel, like with the bed and with the clouds and whatnot. Um, Here we have to start. Oh, my bad. I did not press play. But here's our UI so far. I ended up creating it. I ended up creating most of the UI assets in terms of like the design, which was pretty fun to do. Here's our buttons and everything working. You can briefly hear the music in the background. Let's see. Here's our credits, our help scenes for the controls, player 1 input, player 2 inputs, and the training scene, which will look like this. Here's the models that we actually ended up using for like the animations that Aaron did. He did most of it, thank him. But let's get started with the levels. So here's the 3 levels that we chose to make or decide to make, each being uniquely fun. So we can get started with the cave here. You're the fighter right here, WASD, right? And then I'll be the sword guy.
Alright.
So you guys, Gerald can talk about like what he did for the programming, and then Aaron can talk about his animation.
Well, the programming and animations are kind of in tandem, so I think I'm going to talk about that. So for the animations with the sword boxer, I had to go to Mixamo.com, and when I went in, I was able to download the idle animations for both characters. And then when I went in, I made 3 scripts that are the main things that get them working. I made an attacking script, which has all of their movement, their attacks, and it has their distance while they're fighting, so it can tell they're far enough away or close enough to be hit for their health to go down. And then I have their movement where they can strafe left, right. I have blocking, which neither of these players is doing right. It's what is it? It's P to block for sword, and it's F to boxer. And I have it set to where if you're blocking and you get hit, take a separate type of damage, and it does a. And then in the code, we also have round 1 and round 2. Same player loses twice, then they lose, and it shows up. Goes back to where you can fight again. The other script is the player look script, so no matter where they are, they're gonna always be facing towards each other. The inputs stay the same depending on where you are in the scene, and then I have it set so when the character, at least the boxer character, when they lose, they fall over. Joe, to talk about the timer and the levels.
So the timer was from a separate script that I later incorporated into one of Aaron's scripts. Basically, it just takes a time delta function and formats it in a way to look like a normal timer instead of just a bunch of random decimal numbers. It counts down from 60 to 0, and then once it hits 0, it resets the scene. And then for the levels, I got these assets off itch.io. Making use of the ground and the background skybox so it looks like one complete stage. The music I also got from YouTube, but I chose them because I thought they would kind of be associated with each stage. The training stage is a special case because it doesn't have a timer or health, so you can just practice moves however you want to, see what they do, or practice different interactions with the characters. And then there's also the UI controller to shift between these scenes, which is a different script, and it also controls the pause menu, which freezes the time delta variable so time doesn't run at all while the game's paused. I'll pass it back to Diego to talk more.
I mean, that's pretty much what we all had in mind, or like to conclude off of. I would say this is definitely the hardest project we've ever made, or ever had to, or that we were assigned to do. But we had a lot of fun doing it. A lot of stressful nights, specifically for Aaron. The animation that was ungodly, but yeah, that was a project Doppelganger Duels, and I hope you enjoyed.